Welcome back to World Information HD, the channel where history, money, and hidden treasures meet in fascinating ways. Today, we are about to embark on an incredible journey into the world of American coinage, and more specifically, into the story of a penny that most people might pass off as spare change, but that in reality can be worth an astonishing fortune. The spotlight of our story shines brightly on the United States of America 1987 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little copper-colored coin has quietly circulated through millions of hands across grocery stores, gas stations, lunch counters, and pockets. Yet, tucked away within its simple design, lies a history steeped in artistry, politics, economic shifts, and numismatic mysteries. By the end of this story, you'll realize why collectors are hunting relentlessly for a gem from 1987 that could turn the smallest coin in your wallet into one of the most valuable discoveries of your life. Let's set the stage by understanding the backdrop of 1987 in America. The decade was booming with culture, music, and economic challenges. Ronald Reagan was president, the Cold War was still winding through the headlines, Wall Street was experiencing both dizzying highs and catastrophic lows, and technology was just beginning to find its way into households. In the middle of all these social and political developments, the United States Mint continued its century-long tradition of producing coins for everyday use. Among them, the Lincoln cent was still reigning supreme as the most common and trusted coin of the people. By 1987, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 8 decades. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the penny carried immense cultural weight. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of allegorical figures like Lady Liberty. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse featured the beloved profile of Abraham Lincoln himself, gazing solemnly to the right. On the reverse, since 1959, the Lincoln Memorial proudly stood as a reminder of national unity and tribute to the president who held the Union together during its darkest hours. Now, coins from 1987 were struck in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver Mint was particularly important because it produced hundreds of millions of pennies in that year, each bearing the small D Mint mark just beneath the date on the obverse side. At first glance, these coins were no different from the billions produced before or after them. They were composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, a change made in 1982 when the soaring cost of copper forced the mint to abandon the all-copper penny. By 1987, the zinc core penny had become the standard, weighing only 2.5 grams compared to the heavier 3.11 grams of their older all-copper cousins. For collectors, the 1987 D penny is not about rarity in sheer numbers, because in truth, billions were struck. What makes certain examples so coveted is the fine line where history, condition, errors, and demand intersect. Let's unpack this. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting. Most pennies from 1987 have lived hard lives. They'd been tossed in pockets, dropped on sidewalks, left to corrode in coffee cans, or rubbed down by decades of circulation. To find a 1987 D penny in pristine, mint-state condition with no scratches, blemishes, or discoloration is like stumbling across a time capsule from the Reagan era. These flawless coins, when certified by professional grading services, are highly sought after by collectors who demand the best specimens available. But condition alone does not explain why some 1987 D pennies can command sky-high values. The true allure often lies in errors and varieties. Coins are mass-produced objects, and even with modern technology, mistakes happen at the mint. These mistakes, while rare, become treasures for collectors. Some of the most intriguing errors associated with the 1987 D penny include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a coin where Lincoln's profile appears doubled, his features ghostly and overlapping. Or a penny where the D mint mark was punched into the die twice, slightly misaligned, creating a fascinating anomaly. There are also cases where coins were struck off-center, leaving part of the design cut off and exposing the blank surface of the planchet. These errors turn ordinary pennies into museum-worthy artifacts, Another dimension to the story lies in the sentimental value of Lincoln cents. For generations, the Lincoln penny has been the entry point for young collectors. Children across America have started their coin collecting journeys with Lincoln cent albums, pressing the tiny coins into the cardboard slots as they searched for missing dates. A 1987 penny in top condition or with a spectacular error often carries nostalgic value, elevating it far beyond its face value. Now let's step into the modern coin market. In today's digital age, collectors no longer have to rely solely on coin shops and conventions. Auctions, both online and in person, have revolutionized the way coins are bought and sold. Rare 1987 pennies have appeared in high-profile auctions, commanding attention and inspiring bidding wars among passionate numismatists. The record-setting prices for these coins highlight just how much demand there is for quality specimens from this year. When we talk about the worth of a coin, it's important to remember that every detail matters. A 1987 penny found in your pocket change might only be worth a cent. But if it is in pristine, uncirculated condition, or better yet, if it bears a unique error, it could be valued at hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. This dramatic range is what makes coin collecting both thrilling and addictive. It's a hunt for hidden treasure in the most unlikely of places. To give you perspective, let's consider how these coins are graded. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC use a 70-point scale to evaluate coins. A grade of 1 means the coin is barely recognizable, while a grade of 70 represents a flawless, perfect specimen. Very few coins ever achieve the top grades, especially from decades past. If you were to stumble upon a 1987 penny graded at the highest levels, you would possess a true rarity. Think of the journey a penny takes. From the mint in Denver, it traveled through banks, cash registers, vending machines, lunch counters, and pockets. It may have paid for a soda in the late 80s, been handed as change during the Gulf War era, or been dropped in a child's piggy bank as the millennium approached. Each coin carries silent stories of the people and events it has touched. Yet, in the world of collecting, it's the untouched survivors, the pristine, the rare, the flawed and fascinating ways, that rise above the ordinary. Collectors today continue to scour coin rolls from banks, dig through old change jars, and attend estate sales in hopes of finding hidden treasures. The thrill of discovering a valuable penny is like striking gold. It's not just about money, it's about history, connection, and the joy of unearthing something extraordinary in the ordinary. The 1987 Lincoln cent represents this magic perfectly. While billions were minted, only a tiny fraction have survived in conditions or with errors that make them extraordinary. That's why this penny has earned its place in the spotlight of American numismatics. So, what is the ultimate value that can be reached by one of these coins? Collectors have documented auction sales, and experts have confirmed that in the right condition, a 1987 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny has sold for an incredible sum of $39,874.